I never imagined I'd find myself in an all-out war with the president of my homeowners association. But somehow, that's exactly where life took me. My name is Daniel, and I've lived in Sunnyside Estates for about 3 years. On the surface, it's a pleasant community. Neatly trimmed lawns, identical houses lined up like copy-and-paste templates, and an HOA led by the most power-hungry woman I've ever encountered, Karen Wilkinson. Karen is in her mid-50s, sporting the classic blonde bob that practically screams HOA royalty. From the moment I moved in, she made it painfully clear that being HOA president wasn't just a volunteer position for her. It was her identity, her crown, her kingdom. Every conversation with her felt like being called into the principal's office, if the principal was drunk on a tiny sip of authority. The real trouble began when I decided to renovate my backyard. Nothing extravagant, a new deck, a small vegetable garden, and a pergola for some shade. I filed all the necessary paperwork, waited the required 30 days, and got written approval. Everything was perfectly legitimate. I even hired licensed contractors who were familiar with HOA procedures. Construction began on a Tuesday morning. By Wednesday afternoon, there was a loud, aggressive knock on my door. "I need to speak with the homeowner immediately," a sharp voice demanded. I opened the door to find Karen standing there, clipboard in hand, wearing a stiff blazer that she definitely put on just to seem official. Her face was locked into a disapproving scowl she had probably practiced in the mirror. "Good afternoon, Karen," I greeted politely, already feeling tension coil in my stomach. "What can I do for you?" "That's Mrs. Wilkinson to you," she snapped. "I'm here on official HOA business." She tried to peer past me into my house. "I've received reports of unauthorized construction on your property." I kept my tone calm, though internally I was counting to 10. "The backyard renovation? I have written approval from a board. Would you like to see it?" "I am the board," she declared, with a dramatic arrogance that made me wonder if she was auditioning for a community theater version of Game of Thrones. "And I don't recall approving any vegetable garden. Gardens attract pests that lower property values." I went to my office, grabbed the approval documents, and handed them to her. "Page 2, paragraph 3, I said. "The garden is specifically approved by 3 board members, including the vice president." Karen's eyes narrowed as she scanned the paperwork, desperately searching for a loophole. When she found none, she shoved the papers back into my hands. "These may be approved," she said stiffly, "but I'm still concerned about compliance with county health codes. Vegetable gardens can attract rodents and insects." I couldn't help letting out a small laugh. "It's a basic vegetable garden, Karen. Sorry, Mrs. Wilkinson. Everything is legal and meets county regulations." Her face flushed with irritation. "We'll see about that," she hissed before storming off my porch. I figured that was the end of it. Just another day of Karen flexing her imaginary muscles. I was wrong. The next day, I was in the backyard discussing the pergola layout with my contractor when a familiar shrill voice cut through the air. "Excuse me, this construction site is now under investigation by the county health department." We turned to see Karen standing at my back gate, this time wearing a new accessory, a laminated badge clipped to her blazer that read County Health Inspector in bold letters. My contractor and I exchanged baffled looks as she marched into my yard without permission, pulling out a notepad and scribbling furiously. "I am conducting an official inspection," she announced loudly enough for the neighbors to hear. "I've received multiple reports of potential health hazards on this property." Mike, my contractor, leaned toward me and whispered, "I've worked in this county for 20 years. I've never seen this health inspector before." That's when I noticed something strange about Karen's badge. The county name was misspelled, and the photo looked like a selfie taken against a blank wall. This wasn't just Karen being dramatic. This was Karen crossing into illegal territory. "May I take a closer look at your identification?" I asked politely. Karen immediately pulled the badge away. "You may not touch official county property," she snapped. "I'm issuing a cease and desist order on this construction until a full remediation plan is determined." She handed me an official document with a county letterhead, though it was clearly a photocopy she'd edited. "What specific health code violations are you citing?" I asked, discreetly tapping the record button on my phone. Karen hesitated for a split second, then regained her fake confidence. Section 8.5 of the County Health Code prohibits standing water and open soil within 20 feet of a residential structure due to mosquito concerns. She gestured vaguely at the unfinished garden beds. This is a clear violation. Mike couldn't hold back anymore.